Good day. My name is Riahna Edwards. I go by official Ria. I am from Long Island, New York. I am a trusted advisor pioneering in the workforce right now, helping serve coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, entertainers, C suite execs, any real leaders in the society who are seeking that type of level to scale and automate their business, but they're struggling with something in their operations, something in their systems, their strategies, and that's where I come in to implement that that roadmap. I call it, where I rediscover, restructure, organize, automate, and help delegate their operations so they're able to scale and automate so they can become a successful legacy. In 100 years from now, I would like my company to be in the children textbooks for sure. I feel like my company is going to represent a brand that is identifiable, a brand that is legendary, it's notorious, and when you see it, you know who it is, what it represents. It definitely exudes redefining excellence, and that is not what the systemic and systematic term is that we have been unfortunately endured with, and that is why my business, the success and the legacy that's going to impact others, is actually going to help others. It's going to actually help those who are unfortunate, those who are seeking the need, those who are actually going to receive. Because when you actually help and you actually apply and invest into others, you receive it back tenfold. And it's always about reciprocating and repositioning yourself, leveling up. And 100 years from now, I want my company to just be a brand that others are willing to work with, work for, and just have a great accolades, great things to say about, because it's going to be impacting thousands, not alone millions of people across the board. It's going to be a global impact. I'm going to be a motivational speaker. It's pretty untouchable. I just gotta stay tuned. It's only 2021, so yeah. Our Excellence Enterprises is an entertainment business, management, media, and publishing company. We help serve coaches, consultants, C-suite execs, leaders, bosses, entertainers, anyone who's in the society who needs a helping hand in the management field, representation from brand, from the finance. That is where my company helps serve them, consult them, advise, coach them, manage them, help delegate their lives. It's a lifestyle when it comes to you as an entrepreneur. And that's where my company helps be as a valuable asset and a trusted advisor, just guiding them on their path, their journey to success, and making sure that they are implementing the strategies where they are able to become successful and stay successful. It's one thing to become successful, but it's a matter of having that longevity. And that is where I'm able to provide that holistic view for them, where they're able to continue to scale up and automate their business, their brand, and expand their vision upon what they may assume it could be. Because if they're already working nonstop by themselves or with a small team, and they're doing endless tasks, endless long nights, endless days, 365, it's like clearly something you're doing wrong if you're the CEO. So that's where we're able to help provide that little nugget for them, and they're able to cut back on that time, reduce their costs, because they're probably overworking and getting underpaid, and that's not what we need. It's about having an economy that is successful, longevity, profitable, scalable, representable. I'm very passionate about helping others because, one, I started with like Girl Scouts, so it's like a lot of those values are instilled with me. when it comes to serving all walks of life, diverse backgrounds, diverse communities. It's definitely passionate for me to help the minority groups, specifically Native American groups, the Caribbean groups, because it touches home. And I feel like there wasn't representation. Growing up, it was very controlled by the media. And it's about being raw and becoming your authentic self, because it's cool to be you. And I feel like the representation, it matters now, especially 2021, post the pandemic. A lot of things were brought to fruition, I guess you could say, things that were undercover. And it's just a matter of serving those who need the helping hand where they feel like they're alone. And you're not alone, because everyone is literally going through not the same thing, but everyone's going through something. Everyone is always overcoming a breakthrough, whether they know it or not. They're either in it, or they're about to get through it, or it's about to come, because that is just how the universe works. And I'm just passionate about helping others, because it's just been in me. Like, it's always been around. I'm always a helping person. I'm always a helping need. And I feel like it's definitely important to be a valuable asset in those communities, in those circles, and just being able to impact others on a global scale, not just domestically in the United States. It's about impacting everyone across the world, and touching those is endless impact. I want to have like a long legacy for many years, from books to talk shows to memoirs, things of that nature. And it's like, you can't have that impact if you don't talk to people, if you don't start helping. And it's like, I've been helping, so it's just a matter of continuing and progressing, elevating, transforming not only myself, but making sure I'm exuding that amongst others, because I'm going to be impacting millions of people. Official Ria brand is unique in itself, because we aren't like the other people, the other brands, the other communities, the other companies who may or may not be successful in their particular industry. I feel like the brand in itself it's original. You can't duplicate it, you can't replicate it. When you see it, you know what it represents. We have integrity, we have respect, we have trust, we have loyalty, we have honesty. We actually execute, we under deliver, we over deliver, under promise. And I feel like a lot of companies unfortunately fail short in that. I do favor like Zappos, for example, and like Amazon, who actually take care of themselves as a human being, but also their team internally, and then impacting their clients, their customers. Because if you don't serve yourself, you don't serve your team, how do you expect to, scale your business and impact others if, the blueprint and the home of your business, your brand, isn't secure? And I feel like my brand, Official Ria, we definitely took the time to hone in on the operational standpoint and making sure everything was top notch before we became and we implemented on the digital footprint, and making sure our, from licenses, insurance, permits, making sure legal and stuff was all there together. Because it's like a lot of companies, they become successful and then they have to backtrack and make sure they're trademark, copyrighted, licenses, they're paying back taxes. And it's like, no, if you start good, then you can just keep going up. If you're starting rocky, it's like, how do you plan to continue scaling? Because then you're going to have to come back. And then it's like, it's just a mess, especially if you're already earning or grossing, millions of dollars. If your blueprint, if your foundation is a hot mess, it's like you are just, it's not a good representation. And for us, we were able to actually make sure our foundation was stable. So anyone who actually joins our company, or if we actually have someone purchase the company, because that's what we want, and we want it to become a a public company where others are able to actually invest and sell it at a later date. But you can't do that if your blueprint isn't there. Your finances got to be there. Your financial statements is like, that's why it's important. And to stay consistent and in the emerging trends, it's just a matter of staying up to date with what is going on, making sure we are listening to current podcasts, listening to up to date, articles, newspaper reports, things of that nature. You have to stay in tune with what's going on in the society, because just because your business is, your passion, it's like you still have to stay ahead of the curve, not really get in the way. You want to be ahead of the curve so you can continue to succeed, because that's how a lot get left behind, unfortunately. And then it doesn't, in the business world, when you get left behind, a quick second, that could be, endless of years, thousands of dollars that you lost when you could have just, stayed up to date with reading books, making sure your mind is there, making sure that you're implementing, good values with it in your, your personal life. Make sure it's a holistic impact that is going to propel in your business and your endeavors. And I feel like when it comes to just staying in tune with those trends, you just have to be, if you really want it, you have to really research what you're getting into. And that is what we do. And we definitely make those efforts and those strides to stay up to date with everything, on top of, our own operations, our own lives. You just got to make the time for things that you want. And that is how we're going to continue to succeed. I feel like generational wealth building is key, as well as financial literacy, because unfortunately, in a lot of the minority groups and communities, specifically, unfortunately, we weren't able to have those backgrounds, those type of leaps of knowledge, those wisdoms from our grandparents and our ancestors, because they were always, intelligent and successful in their own ways. But because a lot of the restrictions with, unfortunately, the country, whether if you don't know, it's time for you to find out. We just weren't able to succeed. And I feel like there's a lot of curses that have to be broken in order for there to be a transformation. And you have to be the pioneer. If that hasn't happened, you have to be the one to be able to see it for yourself and actually be able to kind of step outside of your current reality and just examine what's going on. And generational wealth building is important, because if everyone is able to start on the right foot at the same time, at the same age, the world will be more of a utopia. I don't know if we're trying to get away from that or not, but it's like, it's important, because I feel like everyone is going to have their own adversities in life, but it's like, if we all receive the same tools, why can't life is going to happen however it's supposed to happen? But generational wealth is definitely important, because that is what the world is actually about. That's how the world is it's running, is operating. It's about the economies that is circulating in in the currency. And it's no more liquid, it's now digital, so it's not even a tangible asset anymore. It's all intangible now. So it's like, you just have to be aware of what's going on and stay in those trends. With financial literacy, a lot of people aren't financially competent, from not even like saving and investing, but it's just a matter of knowing the terminology. And it's like, we were from pre-K for some through 12th grade for most, we were learning a lot of information that was completely irrelevant. If we actually provided the tools that were necessary for life, like credit, What is credit? What is health insurance? What is life insurance? What is a stock? When's a good time to open a bank account? What, things are like that. And it's like, I can go on, but that's just how we are today. But that's where we are able, the millennials, I feel like, our generation, we definitely caught on quick when we're able to implement those. We're able to break the generational curses, be pioneers and vessels in our own families. And I'm seeing a lot of people who look just like me, who are my age, not even my age range. They're financially stable. I have friends, peers, past classmates from college who earning millions of dollars every month. It's doable, but you have to open your mind and find clarity, because a lot of things that was instilled upon you, those are a lot of curses that your ancestors, your family, that's what all they know. So unless you take the time to go educate yourself and explore different things and travel, take adventures, you're just going to stay in a stagnant place. It's all about evolving and becoming a better person, growing. We're flowers. Flowers continue to grow. We don't just stay, in one place. You have to continue to grow like a tree. Just know it gets lonely. So you have to make sure that you take care of yourself. The money will always be there. That's where your mindset comes into play. You have to make sure that you as an individual internally, your emotional, your spiritual, your mental is all clear, because it's a chakra. Making sure your spirituality is in unison, it's holistic, because everything internally is going to exude outward, and you don't want that to be a negative reflection. It's about a mirror image from inside to outside to the universe. You want to shape your whole world how you want it to be, is what you're actually doing in the world. And I feel like when it comes to overcoming the adversity, you just want to stick through it, because there's going to be adversity. You can't escape it. No matter how much you try to dodge the bullets, it's going to happen. You're going to either just getting started, you're going to be going through it, or you're going to be overcoming it. And you just have to know that on the other side, it's just way better. And that's where your passion comes into play. You have to know, why are you doing it? What is your why? What is your passion? Why are you waking up every day? Because once you graduate college, if you do go, once you graduate high school, it's like, all right, what are you doing? Because your mom, your dad, grandma, whoever, whichever household you're in, you have to do it for yourself. You are here to know who you are. You are not here to know about everyone else. You're not here to raise your siblings, your nieces, your nephews. No, you are here on this world, this earth, this planet, this universe, to figure out why you are here. So if you don't figure that out sooner than later, you're going to be regretting it when you're 50 plus years old, because that's when a lot of I guess you call them adults, not seniors, but a lot of seniors and stuff like that, they start they start reflecting backwards, and they figure out that maybe they should have done some therapy, they should have done some counseling, they should have took things seriously when they were younger. And it's like, you have all the control on your life with the respect to your higher power. You are the pilot. You control everything. Just control your emotions. It was a bad day. It's not gonna last forever. After every storm is a rainbow. Just know that. And it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So it's all right. We all go through it. Make sure you have a support system. Don't feel like you have to be out here alone. There are people out there who love you. Literally, there are people out there who love you. People are willing to help, but they won't know if you don't share it. Definitely don't share your business with everybody. Be like Beyonce, where everybody knows you, but they don't really know. But have that support system. You need somebody. You can't do this alone. And I don't care how arrogant, or whatever you are, that I ain't here to judge, but it's like everybody needs somebody. You need somebody. You can't be out here in the world alone, point blank period. And to overcome adversity, you definitely, takes a village. So just make sure you're able to have that clarity and that guidance and that protection on your journey. The qualities I believe every leader should have is compassion, integrity, effective communication, patience, and professionalism. I feel like those qualities, amongst others, and the relatable, qualities are definitely essential when you are a leader. You are a boss, but they are not synonymous. When you lead, you're leading by example, but it's like you are still a student in the game. You have to be willing to know how to lead your team, know how to lead, your family, but you have to also be able to willing to take the nuggets from, a mentor, take the nuggets from a coach, an advisor, a legal, professional, because you don't know everything. And if you're walking around thinking you know everything, you probably are failing already. Humbly speaking, you can't do it alone. And there's a level to reach and there's a level to teach. The only person who's stopping you is you. That's by Riahna Edwards. Just so you know, investing into that type of advisor, trusted advisor, mentor, coach, that's how you stay a force to be reckoned with in the game. And that's what you really want. You don't want to just know everything, or you have to research it yourself. You have to do it all yourself. You don't have to do anything by yourself. Yes, you're supposed to know how to do things. You're supposed to know what you're talking about. Yes, I do agree with all those. However, when it comes to being a leader, you have to be willing to just be a student, be willing to continuously evolve. And you won't evolve if you don't continue to educate yourself. You got to stay, reading new books, stay up to date with, podcasts, stay cleansing your mind, have, a lot of positive energies around you, have a clean aura, because whatever your personal lifestyle is, it should mirror your business lifestyle. And I feel like when a leader, you just have more of a humble way of presenting yourself in your society, in your community, in your company, and things done in the dark do come to light. And in hindsight, whenever you see this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. From presidents to old execs at some company, some record label going wrong, and it's like, no. Do what's right, have integrity, do it the first time. It just saves you the heartache in the end. When in doubt, always have some type of contracts around you. Make sure everything is on paper. Make sure you are earning your worth and leading by example. Would you want your child to work for you and be treated the way that you're treating your staff, your employees, yourself in that matter? I define success as a holistic view from your personal life and your professional life. Personal internally, as well as personal with your personal relationships, whether that's family or your companion, your partner. When it comes to success, everything is balanced. Everything's at peace. You're able to just wake up. Everything is flowing. Everything is in harmony. A successful person is wealthy. A successful person is kind. A successful person is giving. A successful person is human. They're not perfect, but they're able to take accountability for, any mistakes that they have made and actually take the action to improve them. And when you are a success, you are a diamond in the rough. You're able to be creative, innovative, also be able to execute and implement, take action on new strategies. Success is, it's a lifestyle. It's not for everybody. That's why a lot of people many are comfortable in their, particular situation, but when you are a successful person, you are just able to set yourself at a different standard. You're able to be a notorious figure, a notorious icon in your particular industry. And you're able to have followers. You're able to have a community that's supporting you, who genuinely support you. A success is, it's an intangible, personable level. It varies based on each person. My level of success definitely changes after every breakthrough that I endure, because once I obtain one level, it's just a matter of maximizing the next opportunity and just seeing it through. It's about having a vision. It's about being able to transform and evolve into more, and also be able to give back, because you can always earn, XXX, comma, XXX, comma, XXX, comma, but it's about giving back also. How are you impacting others? And that's really the key. It's about also giving, because when you give, you receive it back tenfold. So the resource that we provide at our company is we help streamline operations, we help implement new strategies, we help scale and automate systems, we help reduce overhead costs by looking at the cash flow or lack thereof, and how we can, restructure price points, how we can do a competitive analysis between their competitors, their price points and on their products, and just reduce the time that you're working in the business. And amongst other things, from financial literacy, from branding, from making sure your legal is up to par, making sure you are an actual business. It's not a hobby. It's, a legal business. Your trademarks are there, your copyright is there, any patents if needed. It's about being that online trusted advisor, but it's also like a holistic bird that's like on the outside, who's able to see it from afar, because you're inside of it. So you can't see it because you're doing it. And that's where we come in, and we're able to tell you what's not working, what's going to work, and that's how we review. And then we can always reassess and implement new things to make sure things actually are executed and performed to actually increase your productivity and the performance for your company to become successful, profitable, and a longevity of a business legacy. And we're a valuable asset. That's why we are the resource. That is the resource. We are the valuable asset that you're missing. So Red Saga Show is a talk show where it's hosted by Official Ria, and we have guest speakers on a weekly basis from a diverse industry, from entertainers, athletes, agents, managers, bosses, leaders, execs, influencers, you name it, that's who's going to be on the show. And it's about just having a different talk show. It's going to be, you can see it's not a podcast. We're going to be asking questions about their journey, but it's more than just like the other talk shows where a lot of the questions, they can just be the same questions. It's about really digging deep into how they can be, if they are, how they can continue to be a success and impact, there many lives in the community, many lives in the world globally, and just have that type of recognition and those role models be available for the generations to come, because these individuals, they are personally selected by official RIA and vetted by official RIA, and that is how they're able to become, part of the show, and hopefully become a reoccurring guest. But they are, if you don't know them, you will know, because they're doing something, and if you aren't doing it, you probably should follow in their footsteps too. The services we provide is, we provide it's a 8-step system where we have an intake process. We have a restructure, so we actually go over your operations from your onboarding process, your offboarding, your operations. Do you have a human, HR? Do you have any documentation for your business in itself? So it's about restructuring and figuring out what is there, what is missing. Then it's about organizing and implementing new strategies. And then we have an automation system be implemented to help you reduce those times in your business, so you're not working as much. You're also able to, hire staff if the finances is up to par. If not, then it's about making sure that's the next item on the list, and then delegating to those team members and yourself to make sure you have the accountability that you need within your business. And up on top of that, it's about curating a business plan for you, curating, bookkeeping if needed, if you don't have, a bookkeeper or an accountant on your that you have invested in. It's about having that valuable asset with you, and just providing anything you really need, from professional docs, reviewing contracts, endorsement deals, managing, any offers that you have. It's about being a business manager. So it's about managing your business. Whatever your business entails, that is what Trusted Advisor is there for, is to manage your business, your operations, make sure your brand is being recognized how you want it to be perceived, and making sure that it actually is exceeding and succeeding at that. So that's not something, the reviews will be there, the testimonies will be there. So it's about making sure that they are all positive, if not improving any mistakes that are there, and just being a valuable asset. And the services are going to vary based on what you need, what you lack in your business. It's going to be a customized roadmap for you.